Hello everyone, and welcome to Chats with Emma. I'm turning 25 today, the day that you're watching this. And I figured, you know what, it's Sunday night, and I was just reflecting on my last nearly 25 years of being on this planet Earth. Just got out of the shower, did my skincare, and I was like, let me just, soak this last day of being 24 in, and let's just reminisce on what we've learned in these 25 years that I've lived here. That I said so much, yet I said nothing. I've written down here 25 things I've learned in 25 years, and I'm gonna share them all with you today because I figured, you know what, I'm not wise, but let me just tell you some things that I've learned in my life. I'm gonna try to sum this up quickly so that we don't have a 40-minute video of me talking about who knows what is on this sheet. All right, number one, it's really important to appreciate the time period that you're in your life. I've learned this because I feel like I've had very many stages of my life so far. I think everyone has, but I'm the type of person, I'm always wanting to be in the next one, if you know what I mean. In high school, I always wanted to be in college. In college, I always wanted to be post-grad. Now I'm like, wait, do I want to be married with kids? No, not yet actually. So maybe we're making progress here, but it's really important to cherish those memories of the time period that you're in rather than thinking about the next one all the time. Because now I look back, I'm like, wait, high school was actually really fun. Why didn't I like it more back then? We're already taking too much time on number one. Let me go to number two. Life is too short to care about other people's opinions of you. Man, I feel like I've kind of always felt this way, to be honest, but I've really embraced it in my post-grad stage. When you see people in public, or like you walk past someone walking down the street, most likely you'll never see them again your whole life. For me, when I really learned this was when I overcame my fear of running in a sports bra. And that's just a good example for me because I would be so worried about what other people's opinions of me while running down the road was. And then I was like, I don't remember one person that I pass when I'm on a run most of the time. So no one is gonna notice what I'm looking like in my sports bra, if that makes sense. That's a really specific example, but you know what I mean? Like, people don't care. People aren't paying attention to you. So do what you want, wear what you want, because life is too short. We're already at 4 minutes and I've done 2. Number 3, little things that you do every day that make you happy are valid and important. For me, getting my cold brew every day, yes, it's $5+ every morning. And some people may be like, that's ridiculous. But my routine of drinking my little cold brew in the morning, like walking to my coffee shop and ordering it and sipping on it, it brings me so much joy in the day. I don't care if I save $1,200 a year by not doing that or whatever the calculation is. I will add it to my day because it brings me that much joy and makes me that happy. Number 4, if you want something bad enough, you can do it. And like, you can make it happen. I don't even know how to really explain this one, but if you like have this really intense desire to do something, you have the power in your own hands to go after whatever that is relentlessly, and you can make it happen for you. It's not gonna be without sacrifice. Let me tell you that, maybe some pain in there, but you can make it happen. Number 5, you never know what other people are going through in their life. Kind of tied into this, like, social media is a facade. The people that you see on Instagram, it's not real. Everyone has something that's going on in their life. Your coworkers, your friends, your other family members, like, everyone is going through something at a specific time, so really keep that in mind when you're like interacting with people, or if you're quick to make judgments, which I feel like I've been in the past. You really don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so just always taking that into account is important. Number 6, treating your body well has an extreme impact on your mood. That might be eating healthy, that might be drinking water, that might be not drinking alcohol, like getting enough sleep. Everything that you do really impacts your happiness and your mood. I've really learned this because I've definitely been going out more since leaving college. I did not go out basically at all in college. Like, more late nights, more junk food, and more alcohol consumption, it makes me feel so much worse than living like a clean lifestyle. I'm not saying that you need to go completely clean, whatever, but just keep that in mind. Treating your body well and doing the right things on more of a regular basis impacts your mood a lot. Number 7, I kind of already touched on this, but everyone really only cares about themselves at the end of the day. Like, everything people do is kind of rooted in their own selfishness, if that makes sense. I don't even really know how to explain that. Like, obviously people care about other people, but at the end of the day, like, you really focus on yourself. And this goes along with, like, life is too short to care about other people's opinions of you. Like, you're only really caring about yourself when you're walking down the street. You're not taking into account what everyone else is usually doing. Maybe someone gets the gist. Number 8, telling people how you feel is important. If you like someone, tell them. What's the worst thing that can happen? Like, the worst thing that can happen is they reject you and then you can move on. And it's also only awkward if you make it awkward. So even just telling your friends, like, I love hanging out with you, or I like love this about you. I feel like it's just really important to just tell people how you feel. And people don't do it enough. Okay, number 9, a lot of the time I feel negative emotions is because I'm bored. And it's all stems from overthinking, and that happens when I'm bored. Going out, interacting with people, or just, I guess, distracting myself and not laying on this couch, like staring at the ceiling, definitely helps me limit the negative emotions I feel in my life. Number 10, memories and relationships are way more important than any material goods. Like, material goods go away. You can have all the material goods you want, but like at the end of the day, that's not gonna fulfill you. The things that you remember in your past, or like that you're gonna remember, you know, on your deathbed, that's so morbid, are the memories that you made. It's not gonna be this chair that I bought, you know? So it's really important to cherish those memories and go out and make memories. Don't go out and buy a bunch of things because it's not gonna fulfill you at the end of the day. There's so much stuff in this corner, I apologize. Number 11, it's okay, that being said, it's okay for relationships to end if they no longer serve you. If you feel like a relationship that you have, like a friendship, it can be whatever, is negatively impacting you, it's okay to let it go. And some friendships aren't meant to be lifelong friendships. Granted, there are definitely people that I know will be in my life forever, but then there's also people that it's like, I was really good friends with them at one point in my life, but you know, we've moved on to do other things and like we've grown apart, and that's okay. Number 12, I've moved a lot, as we know. And with moving, it's important to say yes, but also learning to say no is very important. I'm a yes woman, especially when I move somewhere new. I say yes to every opportunity because 1, I wanna make friends, and 2, it's just like, you need to experience a new place, and if someone like provides you with an opportunity to do that, it's really important to say yes, to like immerse yourself, I guess, into that new city, or like making memories, you know? And with that, learning to say no is important too, at a certain extent, because I get distracted really easily. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I felt like New York was really overwhelming, because I never said no to an opportunity of someone wanting to hang out, or someone was like doing something. I don't know, I just feel like I didn't have that balance in my life, and I'm too much of a yes woman, so I need to learn how to say no more, and I think I've been better, but still a work in progress for sure. Number 13, no one really knows what they're doing. Even at any age, I've learned that no one really knows what's going on most of the time, and no one knows what they're doing. And I don't know what that is, but everyone is just kind of faking it till they make it, I feel like. There's definitely exceptions. Like, some people actually know what they're doing. Like, they have set things and they know what they're doing. But most of the time, everyone's just kind of going with it, you know? Number 14, when you're young, most of the stuff that you're worrying about will not matter in the long run. Oh my goodness, like, I used to stress out about the most random things. Like, I don't know, getting a C on a test, and it would just destroy me. And I'm like, why? Now I look back, I'm like, I really worked myself up. I think it's just a rite of passage. I feel like every young person has to go through this time period. But now I'm looking back, or I've made plenty of examples in my podcast of like, I look back into my youth running days, or I would like really stress out about a league meet, one of our like city league meets, and I'd be like, I have to win. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, that was such a minuscule thing in my life, and I did not need to put so much pressure on myself to win that league meet. I think that goes for all ages though. A lot of the stuff that you're going through, it's really blown up on the day that like you're going through it, or like the time period. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter that much, most of the stuff. Number 15, it's really important to spend time alone to like build a relationship with yourself and understand yourself better. And maybe I say this because I've spent so much time alone, whether that be like living alone, working for myself, or just being single forever. I think it's just really important to like figure out what you want, and then also know yourself better and know how to function alone. Because at the end of the day, like I said, everyone really cares about themselves at the end of the day. That sounds like really bad, but it's true. And it's important to know how to function as an individual rather than being like coupled up in a relationship or just like only distracting yourself and spending time with friends like 24/7. I think it's important to spend time alone. Number 16 though, going off of this, it's important to not spend too much time alone. I am guilty of this, and I think it's because of my job. And I talked about this in my last podcast episode, but spending a lot of time alone is what kind of fuels my negative thoughts and negative emotions, and then that kind of brings me down a spiral. And that's also why I got a full-time job, is because I need to spend less time alone and I need to have more interaction throughout the day to kind of distract myself from not thinking those negative thoughts, if that makes sense. Number 17, the way to turn yourself into the person that you want to be is to act like you already are. And I feel like I've read a lot of self-help books. This is kind of along the lines of like manifestation, but basically just, especially when it comes to something like confidence, if you want to be a confident person, I feel like the best way to do it is just kind of like go out and act like you already are. Or if you want to be a more fit person, the way to do that is to act like you already are that fit person. Like you wake up and you go work out, or you wake up and you eat healthier and you drink water. It sounds so like straightforward, but I feel like everyone overcomplicates a lot of things, and everyone has to start somewhere too, but the best way to start is to act like you're already that person that you want to be. Is to make an active effort to act like that person that you're wanting to be. Number 18, iced coffee is superior to hot coffee. Sorry, not sorry. Used to hate coffee, now I love it. And iced coffee is just better than hot coffee. Number 19, most social media is absolutely useless. Like so useless, purely a distraction. Adds nothing to the life. Adds no positive benefit other than distraction. I find books to be a lot more beneficial for your life. Like, I'm not saying self-help books or like business books or something. I'm just saying like reading in general, I feel like is much more fulfilling, and it's just a way better distraction, because I feel like social media, there's just a lot of negativity that comes from it, and it's just useless. It's just, you're watching poop content for like, okay, that sounds weird. You're watching just like useless content to kind of fill your day, and then you go to bed, and it just kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. I don't know, I've just come to realize that, and this is also just dumb because I'm making a YouTube video and you guys are watching this useless content. Okay, hopefully it's not useless. Hopefully this is one of the things, so you said most. There's some stuff that is not useless, and hopefully, maybe this is one of the things that isn't useless to you. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is absolutely useless and you should turn off the video. I don't know. You have to decide that for yourself. Okay, number 20. This comes from a book that I read back in 2016, I believe, or 2017 maybe. People's like mood or just overall attitude, I feel like, about life is a reflection of their internal state. And that came from a book called The 4 Agreements. And I kind of think about this when it comes to negative comments, or just like people being negative towards you, or like dissing you, bullying you. A lot of that comes from their own internal things that they're going through and their own insecurities. And I think that's helped me deal with like being on the internet and having like negative comments be present on my YouTube videos, or like people making judgments, or just people like stating their opinion, I don't know. And you know, some criticism is valid, but people just absolutely like bullying people, that just comes from their own internal mental state or insecurities. Highly recommend that book too. The 4 Agreements is a great book to read. Number 21, summer is really overrated and fall is actually the best season. Summer is hot and sweaty and like too hot and it's crowded everywhere. The fall is great because you got the pumpkin spice season coming in, and the pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks is absolutely delicious. So maybe that has something to do with it for me, but also just like crisper weather and just waking up in those mornings and it's like nice and crisp and you need a little sweatshirt on. There's nothing better compared to like humid summertime. It's too hot. I don't want my pits to be sweaty when I walk out the door. Number 22, this is so basic, but you grow when you get outside your comfort zone. I would say like over the last, I don't know, since graduating college, I've definitely kept myself in my comfort zone a little too much, and I'm kind of over it because 1, it's boring, 2, it's just too comfortable, and I feel like I look back at like the last 3 years a lot of the time and I'm like, what did I even do? Like, what did I accomplish that helped me or like made me a better person in the last 3 years? And I bring that back to like being in my comfort zone a little too much. So 'tis the season of growth, you know, in year 25, that's what I'm gonna work on, is getting out of my comfort zone more. I have done a good job of doing that when it comes to like just trying different things, but I think I need to work a little harder on that one. I feel like for so long, especially in college, like physically I was just out of my comfort zone like every single day when it came to like running or especially when it came to like physical activity, I feel like I just push myself out of my comfort zone every single day. And I honestly think that's a lot of where my burnout stems from. But I feel like now I've just spent too much time in my comfort zone. I'm trying to find that happy medium. Number 23, talking openly to people about your struggles is really important. And that's because I feel like a lot of people are going through the exact same things. Like anything you're going through, I feel like a lot of people can relate to it. Not saying you have to go spew it on the internet like some people here. But I'm just saying, like, with your friends, family, most people are gonna understand what you're going through, and I think it's really important to just get it off your chest and just talk to someone openly about it. And just like, let's normalize it. Let's normalize some things being hard and having people there to help you get through it and to just talk openly about it. Number 24, getting outside in nature, I feel like every day is important. Being cooped up in a little box is not very good for the mental health or the physical health. Getting outside, and like my favorite thing is swimming in the ocean, I feel like, and just like diving under the waves. It's like when I truly feel my best. And I'm like, when I feel my best is usually when I'm out in nature. It's not when I'm sitting on my couch, once again staring at my ceiling, worrying about whatever I may be worrying about on the day. That's when I feel my worst. So get out in nature every day, at least try to. I need to take my own advice because sometimes I don't do a very good job of that. But we're working on it. We're a work in progress. All right, the last one, number 25. 25 is young, okay? I remember being 16 and I was like, oh my gosh, like people 25, sheesh. Now I'm 25, I'm like, I feel the same as when I was 16 almost. You may think you're smooth sailing. You're like, I'm 16, I'm never turning 25. Well, you will. It happens before you know it. What I've also learned though is that I'm hoping that I have so much left of my life to live, and it's okay to be on my own timeline and not, I haven't really been in like a long-term relationship, or I'm not like engaged. Not saying that I need to be engaged by 25, but some of my friends are. It's okay to be on my own timeline and not compare that to other people's. I've also never traveled the world. That's something I want to do, but again, I don't need to do that right this second, even though I feel like I should because I'm young or whatever. But I have so many years left of my life, and it is gonna be my mission to do everything I want to do with no regrets, which I've already done, which is great. And everyone may judge me. Everyone may be like, you've moved 20 times. I've done every single thing that I've wanted to do in my young adult life so far, other than maybe find me a 6'4" man. But I have no regrets in terms of most areas of my life. Like, I've tried out everything I have ever wanted to do. Like living in New York City, yes, maybe it was only for the summer, but honestly, I'm so satisfied with that. I tried it out, I was able to do it, and I made it happen, and I have no regrets. And I think it's just really important to not compare yourself to what other people think or what other people do, because you're on your own timeline, and 25 is young, okay? Yeah, that's, I guess, this was longer than I thought, of course. But I just needed to explain myself. These aren't universal things for everyone. This is just what I've learned in my 25 years. And maybe you guys have too. Or maybe you're 16 being like, you're old. But don't worry, you'll be here one day in my shoes, sitting on your couch, making one of these videos and being like, yep, I'm young. Anyway, I should probably go to bed. It was kind of therapeutic, honestly. I need to stop sitting here and staring at my ceiling though, because I go downhill fast, and I gotta get my beauty sleep since I'm getting old now. Got my 9 to 5, rise and grind, going to spin class in the morning, crazy. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Listen to my podcast. My last one talks about my entire running story, so if you want to hear in depth, I cry at the end. So if you want to see more Emma tears, go listen to that. You won't see them, you'll hear them, but anyway, follow me on Instagram, just my name. I can't even give you a reason, but maybe go check it out if you'd like. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, fellas. I am 25 tomorrow. Ah!